the general spirit of being prepared, I've always thought that a dash camera was a pretty good accessory to have for your vehicle, but for me it just hasn't climbed up high enough on my list of priorities. I have used dash cameras before, but they were universal mount dash cameras for kind of a one-off filming scenario, and they either had brackets that you had to screw into something, or they were a suction cup mount that then left USB cables dangling across your dash. I have actually considered using my GoPro as a dash camera because it can film on loop mode, and I do have a permanently installed accessory mount on my dash, but I also didn't want to leave an expensive camera plainly and obviously visible from my dash, and I didn't want to have to continually remove it and put it back. And then I came across this kit from FitCamX. What really drew me to this kit was their focus and emphasis on vehicle-specific installations and having different styling panels to match the OEM aesthetic of your vehicle. This was really kind of the clean install that I was looking for. And after talking with FitCamX, they agreed to sponsor this video, so there are affiliate links down below in the description if this is something you're interested to look at more. Before I get started with this specific kit, I will mention that for my 3rd gen Tacoma, they did have multiple options. This is a 4K front-facing camera with a 1080p rear-facing camera. If you only want a front-facing camera, you can get a 4K front-facing camera by itself. You can get a 2K front-facing camera with a 1080p rear-facing camera. So as far as the actual box and packaging, it definitely has a nice aesthetic. Think like an Apple Store type product. It does seem like a high-quality retail packaging. There is a kit here for accessories, and then this main box includes the actual camera. So looking at what all is included in this kit, in the box that was labeled accessories, it does have an SD card reader. So this has USB-A on one side, USB-C on the other. So that way you can pull the SD card and you can look at any footage. It has a plastic prying tool, which is great for not marring up your plastic style panels inside your vehicle. This is actually a really nice touch. Not everybody has these readily available in their toolbox, and if you use a flat blade screwdriver, you will scratch and crack plastic pieces. It comes with this pigtail wire harness, and this is how you can feed power with a plug-and-play installation to the front-facing dash camera. Now, if you want to do a more difficult installation, you can run dedicated power wires from your battery through your firewall up to this forward-facing camera. If you go through that, then you do get the chance to use parking mode. So that means that if you're parked somewhere and you're not at your vehicle, but someone hits you, that accelerometer can trigger the record function and it'll turn the camera on for you. Now, my 3rd gen Tacoma has the technology package. So that means that it has adaptive cruise control, which is a radar sensor on the front windshield that automatically brakes your vehicle when you get too close. The nice thing about that is, since there is this big plastic panel on the actual windshield, they integrated this front-facing camera into this style panel. So this is how you get a very nice OEM looking installation. So the rear facing camera is on a sticky mount. It uses a double-sided tape, 3M VHB, which stands for very high bond. You can swivel the rear camera to get the best aim based on what you want. And it has a long cable attached to it, so you can fish this cable through your headliner or along the floorboards up to your front-facing camera. So all of the controls are basically done at the front of the vehicle. You're not going to have to touch this again once you get it set up and aimed properly. Now, the kit also included several of these stick-on wire harness retention clamps. These are just little sticky clamps that allow you to help hold the wire harness. So if you don't want to start taking your interior panels apart and fishing cables underneath carpets or underneath the headliner, you can kind of just route it along the floorboard and kind of stick this to your different trim pieces along the way to help hold it up. That is an option, but I'm going to try and hide my cables all the way. Now, like pretty much any dash cam out there, it films on loop mode. That means it will passively record everything it's looking at. It'll fill up the SD card, and once that SD card is full, it will automatically start overriding the oldest footage on that SD card. Also, like many other dash cams and action cams like GoPro, it supports a Wi-Fi connection, so you can download an app and you can connect to your camera. We'll see what all features are included in the app once I get that installed on my phone. So you always want to be gentle with interior plastic panels, but we're just going to slide this down towards the dash. So if you look underneath that cover, you see this plug here. This goes into the TSS Toyota Safety Sense, the radar. You're going to squeeze the plug like this and pull it out very easily. So I'm going to take the harness that comes with the FitCamX and just snap that in line. So I'm going to take this white connector that comes with the FitCamX and plug that into the TSS. So this is a subtle thing, but on the stock panel that I took off, they had these orange clips. You want to be gentle with them, but you do want to pry them off of the stock panel and put them onto your new FitCamX. So if you look at the back of that front-facing camera, there is one lead that says rear cam, and that's going to go to the cable from the rear camera. I'm going to go ahead and connect that. The other lead is going to connect into the power port that was in that pigtail wire harness that we just installed. So this is a little bit difficult to get lined up, but just be gentle so you don't break the plastic tabs, and when it lines up, it slides in pretty much perfectly. Now I just need to go ahead and fish the cable for the rear camera to the back underneath the headliner, and then we'll get it set up. Now to route the cable to the rear camera, I'm going to drop the headliner a little bit. I've never done this in this vehicle, but they're all kind of the same, so look where things are mounted. There's going to be a couple screws here at the pivot point for the sun visor. This clamp that just holds the other end is usually just stuck in with a little plastic barb. You might be able to gently pry that out, but generally speaking, there's not much that prevents you from stuffing a cable along the top. Specific for the Toyota Tacomas, wherever you see this SRS airbag, there is going to be a bolt underneath it. This non-marring plastic pry tool worked out great to pop it out. Take that bolt out, and now this A-pillar will come out. With the door open, you can see this rubber door seal. You can usually just pull this down, and you can already see that the edge of the headliner is exposed, and I can stuff a cable up here. Next, I'm looking at this B-pillar, and it's similar to the A-pillar. You can usually just grab it at the top and pry it directly outboard from the vehicle. You shouldn't have to take apart the seatbelt mechanism or anything like that. Looking at the rear door, you have a similar situation as the front door. You have a rubber door seal that you can gently pry down, and now you can see how you can access above the headliner and fish a cable back here. Again, just look where anything is mounted on the headliner. This handle, there's going to be some screws that hold this thing in. There might be some plastic caps to pry off and then take the screw out, but I might be able to get just enough clearance with the door seal. Just like the A-pillar, you've got this airbag logo, and inside that you got to pry it out, and there's a 10mm bolt. So my Tacoma has a sliding rear glass window, so I couldn't actually center up my rear facing camera. This was the location that I chose. All you got to do is peel that sticky back off, level it up, put it in the place that you want, press and hold for a few seconds, and I'll tuck the rest of the wires up underneath the headliner. Have as little wire sticking out as possible. Go ahead and download the app for your smartphone. The best part is that you don't actually need a username and password to be able to use the app. Turn your car on so the cameras are active, and now you go to your phone settings to find the Wi-Fi network that is described in the owner's manual. Once you connect to the Wi-Fi network, open your app and your camera should pair. This takes you to your dashboard where you can see all of your cameras. You also have the options to review your files or your camera settings. If you look at your files, you will see icons for individual segments of recorded video. From here, you can take snapshots from the videos, lock videos so they don't get overwritten, or you can download copies to your device. Once they are downloaded to your phone, they are accessible even when you are not connected to the camera, and you also have the option to share them to other apps such as Dropbox, email, or text messaging. If you go to your settings, you can change things such as the Wi-Fi ID and password to connect to your camera, adjust the video segment durations, turn sound recording on and off, among other things that I'll let you explore in more detail on your own. So that's the overview of the FitCamX kit and the installation of my 3rd gen Toyota Tacoma. Hope you found it interesting, and if it's something that you think that you might want to purchase for yourself, there is affiliate links in the description down below. Now that I've got the camera all set up, I'll go ahead and take a drive and upload a few clips at the end of this video so you can get a feel for the video quality. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content of these videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.